Okay, welcome to my channel. Welcome to my journey to a successful eBay business. My name is Daniel Williams, Daniel Charles Williams, and I'm gonna make another video about virtual assistants. I previously made one about virtual assistants. If I remember correctly, it was just a review of Upwork and virtual assistants. So I had someone comment on that video, and I appreciate it because it actually gives me an opportunity to make another video. And the comment is from Leo Duncan, and hopefully I'm saying that name right. Again, I appreciate the comment. I'm just going to read it off here. And I'm going to try to address everything in the comment. I know I was going to respond, but I was like, well, it's better that I make a video so everyone gets to have an answer to that question, and I don't have to dig through the comments. And again, it just gives me an excuse to make another video. So first, and I know I made a video about the wage, right? So Leo says $3 an hour is very low, I think. I'm surprised you are able to find someone. I'm trying to take enough photos, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, so the first statement, she says that the $3 an hour is low. And I know my last video I was saying, hey, I got a VA for $3 an hour, and I'm trying to remember exactly what I said. And I know I said that price to me was too expensive, and I actually got it down cheaper than $3 an hour. But at that rate, you can find someone at $3 an hour. You can find someone even cheaper. I like cheaper. I think $3 an hour is a bit much for the tasks that we ask them to do. Because really our task is just data entry. That's all it is. We're giving them photos, and they're either using the photos to create listings, or we giving them additional information so they can create listings. In my case, I'm giving them photos and additional information. So I'm giving them the photos and details, and they're using that information to create a listing for me. At that rate, at that task and that rate, I think it's, I think $3 is a bit much. And you really have to understand now I know it's been some time since the process and use of VAs has happened, but really and I'm not trying to talk down about anybody, just remember that I'm just really trying to just talk about the process. All right, so you have someone who lives in another country, and the dollar value is different. You know what I mean? $3 to them is not the same as $3 to us. So when you start looking at $3, $4, and $5 an hour, so it's not too long ago that here in the States we made $5 an hour. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't like 100 years ago. So at $5 an hour, that's what people worked. That was their salary. You know what I mean? So so you're giving $5 an hour to someone, where $5 is to them is probably about $30. I don't know what the conversion is, or something. I don't know what it is exactly, but my point is that that money, it goes a long way for them. So you really got to just think about it that way. You know what I'm saying? It's really not, for us to say, oh, $3 is nothing for us, but it's not the same for them. That's good money. You understand what I'm saying? So for the task, you're paying this person like really good money to do this task. So I feel like that's an overpayment. Um, but that's it. I'm just going to leave it at that, and I'm going to move on with the question. And you can find someone at that rate. Basically, I'll just tell you how you do that. So you don't want to find someone who's been doing it for many years. You know what I'm saying? So if you're trying to find someone who's doing it for many years, of course their rate is going to be really high. Um, they're going to try to charge, you know what I'm saying, 5, 6, 7+ dollars an hour. And really, I don't need to pay you for your experience because it's really not difficult to do. I don't need someone who's been, a virtual assistant for many years to do this task. It doesn't take that much. There's a small learning curve. You know what I mean? There's a small learning curve. One, of course, you want to get someone who is fluent in English. Um, and I guess I got to make another video about that. I will make another video about more details about it. But you want to get someone who's fluent in English, um, so that you can communicate really well with them. So that if you explain something to them, they can understand. Now, you got to watch out with that. Um, choosing a virtual assistant, because if they have a problem with communicating, it'll be a lot harder for them to understand what you want them to do. But if they speak really good English and understand English fluently, then it won't be a problem. Um, so I chose someone who was, good in English. We was able to communicate, and I gauged that by our communication. Um, After a while, after you kind of go and back and forth and communicate, um, with someone, you'll find out if they're good in English. You can find. I mean, it doesn't take much for you to find that out. So if they're good, they'll have a conversation just like we'll have a conversation, meaning text. So we'll have and you can also call and find that out as all. Also, sorry, you can call and find out if a person is good in English. I mean, that's the simplest way to do it. You pretty much just have a voice call, and you'll find that out like that. Um, Me, I find that out through. I don't need to have a voice call. You know what I mean? I can tell by just reading your text if you're good in English. And really, I'm not going to be. That's the best way I'm going to be communicating with my person. So I needed them to be able to, have that, um, you know, to be able to communicate with me back and forth really good with text. And that's via my emails and stuff like that, because that's the best way I'm communicating, because I'm always on the move. I don't have time to pick up the phone and have a phone call. I might do that once in a while, but I don't. That's not how I do it every day. Um, so anyway, to move it along, I um, I pretty much figured out, one, just found a new person, someone who really didn't have that much experience. And once you find someone who doesn't have enough experience, that's how you get the rate low. That's it. So there's other things involved in that. You want to make sure that they have the skills. You want to make sure that they can communicate with you, and that's pretty much how you get it to that low. Because if someone wants to work, someone's willing to work, someone wants to earn income, they're going to go as low as you're willing to pay in most cases. So if you go to someone and you say, hey, you feel like they're capable, and you offer, the rate, and they say they don't want it, then oh well, go choose another person. Because again, what we're asking for, the task that we're asking for, it's not impossible to do. You don't need a veteran to do this. So anyway, so I'm going to move on with that. Um, and then the next question is my VA creating the titles for me? Yes and no. So technically, I am. I think now I'm at a position. I think my VA is at a position where she can create titles for me. Um, but I've been providing the titles, um, and we have had some situations where she had to create titles for me, you know, because of the data that I provided. Sometimes I didn't provide data, and I just told her to, look at the clothing, um, and create a title from looking at the clothing. You know what I mean? So, and if you have someone that you can communicate with very well, then they can create titles for you because it's not that hard. They may not create, as good of a title as you would create because of your experience. They don't have your experience, but they can basically create a title for you. So, you know, if I don't have that data in there for my VA, then she will create a title, and then I will just on my check, I will just make sure that the title is sufficient. If not, then I'll just add additional before I actually make the listing go live. But that is not hard for your VA to do, to create a title. I mean, you can train your VA to create a title. Um, and what I did in my um, Ink Frog application, I created a bunch of templates. So my templates have pre-text inside of them already. So they're already sort of pre-text with 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 title information. So at this point in time, my VA has to choose the appropriate template and just add in. Um, so that is also a way that you can get someone, you can have them create good titles. You can actually pre-create the titles, and then they can go in and um, just add the additional information. You know what I mean? The product name and size, and most of the stuff is already there. Then she can add the color, or he can add the color, and then pretty much you will have almost like a pre-created title. Um, so there's ways to around that. And I think that's about it with that. Um, oh, sorry. The next question is, how many listings per hour can she do? So, my agreement, and I have not yet provided her with this many yet because I haven't um, did I haven't created 50 listings in one go, but the agreement was for her to create 50 listings um, for me in total, which kind of came out to be about 10 listings per hour. And um, and that was the pretty much the agreement. So in it, and we went back and forth. Like I said, I haven't even provided her with that amount of work, um, excuse me, in one go. So it just, I haven't worked her to that amount, but that was the agreement. So the agreement is that at least 10, um, at least 10. So, and I think that's a good number. But I, and again, I think I made another video about trying to fixed price versus hourly wage. So you have to really figure out what's going to work for you and your VA. So I think if I mean, I can't, you really have to gauge what works for you. I can't, um, you know, basically, like I said, I mean, you can get the rate down to where you want it. You can have fixed price for an assignment, um, and really, I guess I'll make another video on that because I don't want to go on a rant and just kind of go off topic. But um, I'll make another video and just really kind of discuss the rate and everything else. But and trying to figure out how you kind of gauge that. Um, but that's about it. So that's just an update on those questions. I'm gonna cut it off because I don't want it to run too long. I'm just making sure I didn't miss anything. Um, and I think we're good actually. So all right, cool. All right, guys, I'm done. Thanks for checking in. I'm gonna cut it short now, and just keep checking in. I'm gonna make another video. Um, just talking more about VAs, just to make sure I hit all the points on my VAs and stuff. I mean, I'm not a VA expert. I just did it previously with a previous business I had, and so I have just a little bit of experience with that, and I have a little bit of experience with what I wanted to pay previously and what's being charged now, and that's why I'm like, now I think the prices are a little high, but you can still get it down again. But anyway, just hit me up, subscribe to my channel, hit the like button, please, and leave me some comments, and I'll try to keep you guys updated. Thanks for watching.